Before we get into this video, just a few things. One, at ANG Man episode 3 is up. Have a look there on screen. It is nothing but a joy to film that. It is incredible. I love doing it. It's brilliant. Also, going to leave a link in the comment section to my new Instagram account. It's moving forward. Me and Ade, we're really going to be pushing at ANG Man. We really are. So he does a lot of work on Instagram. I got to help him out as well. And this is me wanting to do it as well. And also, people, we're nearly a week away from February 22nd. Look there on screen. It is one of the greatest cards you will ever see. I cannot emphasize it enough. It is going to be live on DAZN, the global home of boxing. Oh yes, it is live on there. People, I honestly can't wait. It's going to be epic. It is just going to be phenomenal. Dubois versus Harper, Beterviev, Bivol 2. It's going to be epic. You can use the G-Man link to buy that pay-per-view. No subscription required. There you go. People, RSU may... what am I talking about? RSU may. Alright, so you may remember at the start of the year, well, a couple of weeks ago anyway, Deontay Wilder, there was a lot of talk that he was going to be fighting Crutis Harper. He was going to be fighting him on a platform called BLK Prime, which the only kind of venture into the boxing world that they did was Terence Crawford versus David Avanesian, the back end of 22, if I'm not mistaken. I think was when they did that fight, and they came in, paid Terence Crawford very well by all accounts. I'm pretty sure he was paid well by all accounts. And then that was it. You know, it was a fairly kind of run-of-the-mill platform. It was a one-time thing, and that was that. Then we start hearing that Deontay Wilder's going to fight on there, and the opponent's going to be Crutis Harper. And if I remember correctly, I think it was the weekend of the Ring Magazine Awards show, which was early January. And they were saying that they were going to announce it on that coming Saturday. It was going to be announced this, that, and the other. Now, there was no announcement. Now, I speculated at the time, because there was a lot of issues going on in the state of California, in particular Los Angeles, which is where that particular announcement press conference was going to be. I said, okay, well, look, it's logic would tell you they physically can't do a press conference given the fact of what's going on and stuff like that. So that's fine that they'll rearrange it. But we heard nothing then after. We literally heard radio silence, and I kind of thought, okay, what's going on here? Well, seconds out are now reporting that Wilder's future is, they're quoting there saying, up in air. It says discussions around Wilder-Harper. The Wilder-Harper fight went quiet over the past month, which it did, with Brunch Boxing. I have never heard of Brunch Boxing, by the way. Great name, by the way. Now reporting that disagreements over money is what caused the bout to fall through. It says the proposed bout between former WBC heavyweight champion and Crutis Harper has been cancelled after a financial dispute with the BLK Prime platform. Wilder plans to return the first half of the year. Oh, BLK didn't have the money. I am as shocked as you are. It goes on to say, the collapse of the bout means the Bronze Bomber is once again searching for his next opponent, but one hard-hitting heavyweight claims that he plans to knock out both Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua. I love the way they leave the article there. It's making me want to click on it and see who it is. Who is it? Who's the guy claiming that? Is it McCauley? Yeah, it must be Martin McCauley. That's what it says. Next heavyweight king vows to finish both of them easy knockouts. Yeah, it's Martin McCauley, I think. Certainly seeing no other names. Yeah, it is Martin McCauley. I just had to click on it. I was just like, ooh, what's that? So basically what they're saying is Wilder still plans to fight the first half of 2025. It just won't be against Crutis Harper. Well, we don't know what platform it's going to be on now. You know, prior to Deontay Wilder going and fighting on Riyadh season in his last two respective fights, he was fighting on... He was going back, I think, somewhere on Fox, somewhere on Showtime, if I'm not mistaken. But he was part of the PBC kind of clique. I don't think he's with the PBC anymore. Correct me if I'm wrong on that one. I'm not 100% sure. Well, if he's been on Riyadh shows and he was talking about BLK, that would imply that, of course, he isn't. It does make you wonder, where is Wilder going to go? Because at the end of the day, Wilder, I don't think he should be coming back, quite frankly. I think I've seen enough in those two fights, the Joseph Parker fight and certainly the Zhilei Zhang fight, to be able to confidently say, I don't think Deontay Wilder has it mentally, and I don't think he has it in him to compete at the highest level anymore. You know, when you look at him against Zhang, at the end of the day, like, he was always going to look against people, someone like Zhang, who's well schooled, and the same with Joseph Parker. His technical flaws are there for the world to see. That's not necessarily the issue. All right. And in terms of, him being shot worn, he didn't look that bad, in a sense of, he didn't look like, he was slow, or, he was really, when you see an old shot worn fighter, there are things you look for. The legs, how the legs are moving, stuff like that. He didn't look that bad from that aspect. It's just that Wilder's always been a technically limited heavyweight. And it's a real, I don't want to knock them, but, to be in a gym, because he's been in the same gym is it in Alabama? Well, it's in the state of Alabama. Is it in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, which is where Wilder's from, the gym he trains in? For him to never have really developed anything, like to look as novice and raw as he does, and he's nearly 40 now, he's been a pro for 20 years, that's a damn indictment on, surely you'd refine him. At the very least, you'd make him a little bit more technically proficient, but clearly not, no. And you don't see many fighters come out of that gym anyway. But Wilder's always been technically limited, to say the least, and he's made up for it with incredible punching power, very good timing, and that will to win, that burning desire to win, that burning desire that if I'm down 11 rounds to 0, it's the 12th round with 2 minutes left, I'm going to find that one punch, I'm going to knock you out. And if you get back up, I'm going to put you straight back down. I'm going to go for it. That's always been Deontay Wilder, and it's won him many fights against fighters who are... Listen, Gerald Washington is not a particularly good heavyweight, but you look at him, he was technically better than Deontay Wilder. He was outboxing him. Many people felt that he was winning that fight. Artur Spilka, another one, a guy who got decimated by Derek Chisora in 2 rounds, a guy who was stopped by Brian Jennings, a guy who fought Adam Kalnacki of all people, and God knows that Adam Kalnacki... he shouldn't be boxing anymore if he is. He took care of him in 4 rounds, emphatically. Like, these were not competitive fights. And, it was really competitive with Deontay Wilder. Many people felt that he was losing the fight before he got the knockout, So Wilder's always been technically inferior to a lot of these guys. He got by on just that punching power with the right hand, the will to win, the desire. That's gone now. When you take that away, what do you have left? And for me, I think with Deontay Wilder... It's the team around him. They clearly don't have his best interest at heart. Because at the end of the day, if you really cared about Deontay Wilder, you would say, look, you've been brutally knocked out. It's a bad knockout loss to Zhilei Zhang, very bad knockout loss. You would say, look, you've your faculties in check. You've an enormous amount of money. You're looking to go down other avenues of business and stuff like that. So just, that's what we do. The problem is, people like Malik Scott, he was a professional fighter. He was... all right, he had a bit of ability as a fighter, Malik Scott, he did, but he never made anywhere really decent money. He never did. Never made anywhere like life-changing sums of money or anything like that. He probably got more for that Wilder Fury trilogy fight, for doing the corner for Deontay Wilder. Probably got more in that one fight as a payday than he did for any of his respective pro fights, maybe even combined. So he's looking and thinking, oh boy, I want this money to keep coming in. And for someone like Deontay Wilder, who's been getting massive paychecks for years now, pretty much since you fought Tyson Fury the first time, and also since you've seen the offers like the DAZN offer you turned down for 100 million, when you see these types of money going around, why do you think they put him against Ortiz 2 on pay-per-view? Because they needed to be able to pay Deontay Wilder the money he was looking for. So he's used to big paydays. Right now, coming off the back of 2 back-to-back defeats, and to be more brutal, he's only won 1 fight since 2019. He's had 5 fights, he's lost 4 of them in the last 5 or so years, 6 years. So, he can't demand any kind of, crazy money. Where is he going to get it? You're going to get it on Riyadh season, but is Turki Al-Sheikh willing to put up the money because he's had 2 less than stellar performances? And I know he would love to obviously do Joshua versus Wilder, but the problem is, and some people would say, well, just do Joshua versus Wilder. How do you sell that fight? It's not the same, because Deontay Wilder, the fans' perception, the casual fans now, is not the Deontay Wilder, one punch you're gone. It's he was beaten twice by Tyson Fury. Oh, he's the guy who, lost to Joseph. Oh, he's the guy who got knocked out. But you know what I mean? I know Anthony Joshua, his stock is not exactly high at the minute, but if you had Joshua coming at the back of a win and Wilder against someone like Curtis Harper, who probably could look devastating against, for me, The people who are watching this video, the hardcores, we all know better. You know, we all know. But the casual audience would be like, oh yeah, Joshua's back, yeah, and Wilder's knocking everyone out. Let's watch. You know, there you go. So yeah, look, they're talking about Wilder coming back the first half of this year. Look, it's only February, so there's plenty of time. But yeah, the man will be 40 come October. Look, it's not up to me. It's not for me to say what he should or shouldn't be doing. At the end of the day, he's a grown man. He's nearly 40. He can make his own mind up. But personally, in my opinion, if I was advising, I'd be saying, look, there's no need. There's no need. But it looks like we're not getting the Curtis Harper fight. They were talking about doing that fight in April as well, weren't they? So it would have been a very, very busy April if that had been the case. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. I hope you enjoyed the video. People, smash the like button if you could. Hit subscribe, of course, as always, if you haven't already. And until next time, people, I'll leave it there. Peace.